They say a man should never show his pain, that we're supposed to be strong, resilient, and unshakable. But what no one talks about is the heaviness that comes with that silence, the loneliness that creeps in, the exhaustion from always pretending everything's okay. Hi, I'm just like you, someone who feels the weight of the world on his shoulders. And today I want to talk about something we rarely admit, how lonely it feels to be away from family, battling depression, yet still wearing a smile because, well, that's what we're told a man should do. There's this moment when you leave home, when you pack your bags, say goodbye to the people you love most, and step into the world. You tell yourself you're doing it for them, for a better future, for dreams that seem just within reach. But no one prepares you for the quiet moments, the empty apartment, the birthdays you spend alone, the times you hear their laughter in your memories but only silence surrounds you. Sometimes it feels unbearable, the ache in your chest when you think about the hugs you haven't felt in months, or even years. The times you want to pick up the phone and tell them you're struggling but stop yourself because you don't want to worry them. And then there's the world outside. People look at you and see someone strong, someone capable. They don't see the man who goes home at night, sits in silence and wonders if anyone truly understands what he's going through. I've learned to wear a smile like armor, to laugh even when my heart feels heavy, to say, I'm fine, even when I'm breaking inside. Because isn't that what society expects of us? Men don't cry, men don't show weakness. Men keep going, no matter how hard it gets. But let me tell you something. Being strong doesn't mean you don't feel pain. It just means you've learned to carry it in silence. There are nights when the loneliness feels unbearable, when the memories of home are so vivid, it's like I can smell my mom's cooking or hear my dad's voice. And then I remember I'm thousands of miles away, and all I have is the sound of my own breathing. That's when the thoughts creep in, the doubts, the sadness, the question of whether I'm doing enough, being enough. Depression isn't always loud. Sometimes it's the quiet voice that tells you to stay in bed, to stop trying, to just exist. But even in those moments, I find myself smiling. Not because I'm happy, but because I have to. Because I can't let the people I care about see me struggle. Because somehow it's easier to pretend than to admit I'm not okay. But here's what I've learned. It's okay to feel. It's okay to miss them. It's okay to be sad. Being a man doesn't mean you have to suppress your emotions. It means having the courage to face them. There's strength in vulnerability, even if it doesn't always feel that way. And you don't have to have it all together all the time. When I miss home, I remind myself why I'm doing this, why I'm here, working hard even when it feels lonely. It's for them, for the dreams I promised myself I'd chase, for the life I want to build. But I've also learned to find small moments of joy in the present. A kind word from a stranger, a quiet walk in the park, a phone call that lasts just long enough to feel like I'm not so far away. So if you're like me, away from family, feeling the weight of loneliness, battling your own struggles, I want you to know you're not alone. It's okay to smile through the pain, but it's also okay to let yourself feel it. You're allowed to miss home. You're allowed to cry. You're allowed to say, I'm not okay. And you're allowed to find moments of light even in the darkness. Because being a man doesn't mean you're unbreakable. It means you're human. So keep going. Keep smiling if it helps, but don't forget to take care of your heart. Call your family, tell them you miss them, and most importantly, remind yourself you're stronger than you think, even on the days when it feels impossible to keep going. You're not alone, and you don't have to face it all by yourself. That's part of life. Slowly, I started making changes. Not big ones, just small, manageable steps. I reminded myself that it's okay to rest, to take time for myself. I started journaling my thoughts, letting them out instead of keeping them bottled up. I found comfort in the little things. A warm cup of tea, the sound of rain, the feeling of sunlight on my face. It wasn't an instant fix, but it was a start. And then I did something I never thought I'd do. I asked for help. At first it felt uncomfortable, like admitting I couldn't handle it all on my own was a failure. But what I learned is that asking for help isn't a sign of weakness. It's a sign of courage. It's a way of saying, I'm worth the effort. And you are. You're worth the effort it takes to heal. Life didn't magically get easier. There are still days when I feel the weight of everything, when I miss my family so much it hurts. But I've learned to face those. You are loved and you are enough. It's okay to smile through the pain, but it's also okay to let someone see behind that smile. Because even the strongest among us need a little help sometimes. And that doesn't make you weak, it makes you human.